Happy Wednesday, second graders. We are still on lesson 25, session 3. So we are going to be talking about solving two-step problems about length. So what we have to really be careful of this time is what are our two steps and making sure that we do those both steps instead of just one and then saying, oh, we're done. All right. So we're going to be careful because it's going to be two-step problems.
Okay, so if we look at our first slide, we have a problem. It says Sam and Sadie are making a poster with a border. Sam has a piece of border 23 inches long. Sadie has a border that is 7 inches longer than Sam's. The top of their poster is 50 inches long. Do they have enough border to cover the top of the poster? Explain your reasoning.
Two steps, though.
Two-step problem. All right, well, let's take a look. Let's first think about how big Sadie's piece of border is, okay? Because we know, I don't want shapes, I want my text box. We know that Sam and Sadie each have pieces, right? And we know that Sam's border is a specific amount of inches. So how big is Sam's?
So Sam's is 23 inches. We know that for sure.
But then it says that Sadie has a border that is 7 inches longer than Sam's. So for our first step, remember, when Mrs. Kraft teaches two-step problems, I almost always tell you, you have to draw your 1 and your 2 so that you know you did both parts of the problem. So I actually erased what I had written because I remembered, and I put my number 1. So our first step is to figure out how much border Sadie has, right?
Right.
So we know that Sam has 23 inches and Sadie's is 7 inches longer than Sam's. So is it bigger than Sam's?
Yep, bigger than Sam's. So we're going to add.
So we're going to add 7. What does that equal?
Well, and if we use our knowledge of tens, right? 7 plus 3 is 10. Carry the 1. Our answer is 30.
Okay. So now we know that Sadie's border is 30 inches, right?
Right.
Sam's border stays the same, is 23 inches. So this has set it up nicely for step 2.
Right.
So now remember, when we do step 2, we always need the answer from step 1. So we can actually start with that if we want, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take Sadie's length, which was 30. That's our answer, plus Sam's length, which was 23. And we're going to add them together to figure out how much both people have together, okay? So 30 plus 23
equals
53.
53.
So together, the two pieces equal 53 inches, right? Now, it said in the problem that the top of their poster is 50 inches long. Do they have enough border to cover the top of the poster?
They do, because 50 is less than 53. So they will actually have 3 inches left over that they'll have to cut off.
All right, look at that. So this was our two-step problem for today. Do you see how I did the number 1 and the number 2? This is very important. And you almost always will use the answer from your step 1 problem in your step 2 problem, That's why it's a two-step problem. You can't get the final answer without the first part of the answer. Okay, friends? All right, let's look at the next. We're gonna be talking about some strategies for how we could have solved this, okay? So we just talked about one way, which was basically a standard way, I would say. But we really used words and we stretched our problem out, okay?
So now you can see we can always draw a picture, okay? Starting with Sam's border, we knew that, and then we go to Sadie's border, we knew we had to add, so we could draw a picture to see the two. Again, that's only step one,
Yes.
right? We still have to add them together to get to step two. So drawing that picture was only one step of the problem.
You can also use an open number line if you like to add this way. You could start at 23, add 7 to get to the next 10. Oh, and then it says to add 23 more, then you're gonna jump your 10 first. So you're gonna take your big 10 hop, which was worth 2 10s, and then 3 more to get to 53. And that's the part that you would have to solve. So when you add these hops together, that tells you how much border Sadie had. And over here, when you landed, that tells you how much ribbon they had all together. So that was an option too. That kind of makes my brain go, whoa, I really Okay.
And then, of course, the last way, you can always use the bar model, or remember, number bond is the same thing. Finding Sadie's problem first. So knowing the parts we knew 23, we knew 7, we knew she had to get bigger, which got us to 30. Then we take what we know, our answer, 30 plus 23 gets us 53. So another way to do it.
Yeah, and what you need to understand about this is while in step 1, the 30 is the big number, in step 2, it's a part, it's not the whole. So you can't let that part trick you because we know that in step 2, this answer is gonna be larger. So we're adding, you can add the parts together, but you can't add to the whole, right? That's how you know it's a smaller piece. All right, let's go ahead and connect it. Number 1 says, explain how you know the length of Sadie's border is 23 plus 7.
So we know because of that word longer, right, that we had to add, because that gave us the key, that was our key word. So I think when it says 7 inches, the word longer, it told us we had to add. So we knew Sam's, which was 23, plus 7 inches longer, which was Sadie's, gets us to the 30 inches, which is what Sadie's is.
Okay.
I think the key right there is that word longer, right?
Yeah.
And that's what we needed to fix.
Okay, so number 2 says, sorry, my kids are here, if you can hear them. Number 2 says, write an equation you can use to find the length of the 2 pieces together. Okay, so here, this is going to be hard to picture, but we're going to talk it out, okay? So if we were going to just write one equation to represent both steps of the problem, we could do it this way. Now, we started the problem knowing how long Sam's piece of border was, right? So Mrs. Walker, how long was Sam's piece of border?
23.
Okay. Now, do we know what Sadie's piece of border was?
I mean, we do.
Well, do we know the exact number?
No, so we didn't. So we only know it's 7 inches longer.
Then what?
Than 23.
Okay, so we know Sam is 23, right? Now we know that Sadie's is 23 plus 7, right? So the first 23, this is Sam's, and this 23 plus 7 is Sadie's, right? So if we only wanted to do it in one step, we could just add it this way. So then you could add 23 plus 23, which would be 6 and then 4, so 46 plus 7, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53. So it still equals 53 inches. You could do that, right? Would we recommend doing it that way? I want to see both steps, okay, friends? This is a fast, quick way when you become an expert. But until you become an expert, we want you to do it 2 ways and show your work.
Right. All right, so let's look at another problem. Cameron has 2 pieces of border. One is 24 inches long, and the other is 5 feet long. Oh my goodness. So we have 2 different units of measure. He says that the total length is 29 inches. What did he do wrong?
Oh, I think I know.
Oh, what?
He didn't look at the units of measurement. I think he took 24 inches plus 5 inches equals 29 inches. That's what he did wrong.
Yep, he didn't look at that word feet. He just added, which is what we're doing right now, right? We're solving problems with adding links, but you have to be careful to look at what happens. And
You do have to pay attention to the unit of measurement still, okay, friend?
All right.
All right, let's apply it to a new problem. Sarah buys 18 yards of rope. She uses 6 yards to hang a swing and 4 yards to hang a bird feeder. How much rope is left? Show your work. Well, what do we know? We know that this is a what kind of problem?
2-step problem.
2-step problem. So I am going to put a number 1. Okay, let's think about what we know. We know that Sarah buys 18 yards of rope. So how much rope does she have right now?
18.
She has 18 yards, right?
Yep.
What's the first thing she does?
But she uses 6 yards to hang a swing.
Okay, so did her rope get bigger or smaller when she cut them off to hang a bird feeder? Smaller, right?
Yep.
Okay,
Smaller.
so the first step is 18 minus 6. Do you guys agree?
Agreed.
Okay, so what does that equal, Mrs. Walker?
That equals 12.
Okay, so right now she has 12 yards, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now we get to do step 2 because we found our answer. Do we almost always include the answer from step 2? We do. So let's think about this. We know now that she has 12 yards because she used the first 6 on the bird feeder. So we're going to start this one with our answer. 12 yards. Oh, I guess the first one she was hanging a swing. Now she's going to be hanging the bird feeder. How much does she use to hang the bird feeder?
4 yards. And she's still using it, which means we're still going to subtract.
Okay, so minus 4 equals
8 yards.
So how much rope is left? 8 yards is left, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty simple. You just
Very
have to
good.
think, right? And you have to remember 2 steps.
Yep.
You could not take 18 minus 4 to get the correct answer. You have to do it in 2 steps.
And she can't be adding either because we only had that one piece of rope. So it's not like we were tying those pieces to the rope to make it longer. So you have to be careful to know, are we adding or are we subtracting? And look for those key words that we talk about all the time.
Exactly. All right.
All right. Louisa has a piece of yarn that is 38 inches long. And Daryl has a piece of yarn that is 4 inches shorter than Louisa's. They need 75 inches of yarn for their craft project. Do they have enough yarn? Your answer. So, step 1. We know this is 2 steps, so let's get our step 1 out there first.
All right, let's do it.
So we know, right? How many inches long is Louisa's?
We know that hers is 38 inches.
Yep, good. Do we know how long Daryl's is?
No, we just know that it's 4 inches shorter, which makes me think it's smaller. So I think I need to use a minus. Subtract. Do you agree?
Yes, agreed. Good job.
4
4.
equals, and I know 8 minus 4 is 4, so it equals 34 inches.
Yep, very good.
All right.
Now, what are we going to do for step 2?
Okay, so I know that I need to see how much yarn they have together. William, not right now. I know that I need to see how much yarn they have together. So I need to add their pieces of yarn together. I'm going to take my answer from step 1 first, 34.
Yep.
Then I'm going to add it to Louisa's yarn, which was 38.
Right.
And then I'm going to see how long it was all together. So
Perfect.
I know 8 plus 4 is 12. And I know 3 plus 3 is 6. Carry the 1 would be 7. So it's 72.
Right. Very good.
Is what they have together. Now, how much did they need?
Well, they needed 75. So do they have enough yarn?
No.
No.
Because 72 is less than 75 inches.
Good. So that was explaining your answer right there because we used that word because. Good job. Last one.
All right, Carrie uses 23 centimeters of wire to hang up a clock. Then she uses 53 centimeters of wire to hang up posters. Now she has 14 centimeters of wire left. How many centimeters of wire did Carrie have at the start?
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay, so we know we're doing a what kind of problem? A two-step problem. Okay, step 1.
So we know
We're
23.
working backwards,
Right,
right?
we do. But
We're working backwards. So we know that she used it, but we're going to be adding it back to see how much she had to begin with, okay? So when she started, she used how much to hang up the clock?
23 centimeters plus 53 centimeters to hang up the posters.
Okay, so what's that?
Step 1. Yep.
76.
So 3 plus 3 is 6, and 5 plus 2 is 7. Yep, 76 looks good.
Okay, now step 2.
You have to take her answer.
We're going to take our answer plus what she used before, which was 14 left, right? That's what she had left over. What's it equal?
It looks like it equals 90.
90. So then we look. Do we have 90 as an option?
We do.
Right here.
90.
All right. Okay, friends, so today you will be doing page 607, 608. That's your green page. I want you to think ahead, and anytime you have a word problem, so especially on that back side for 4, 5, and 6, please right now before you start write a 1 and a 2. That way you do both steps of the problem, okay?
Awesome.
All right, good luck. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.